Not Sarah. What time? Oh golly, I gotta do that too, don't I? Like, next one, like 9 or 10. Right. And she's like, "Oh, we should watch the see, that's like kind of fun and everything." And she's like, "God, how cold, right?" He's online. Okay, just FYI. Here's Jeff. Oh, wow.
Recording in progress.
That was Jason. Oh, yeah, lots of time, Mike. Okay, that sounds better. I just let's. All right. Getting the technology all set up here. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. This is the City Council regular business meeting for Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. It is 6 p.m. Kaylin, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Here.
Councilmember Brown,
Here.
Councilmember Cool,
Here.
Councilmember Livingston,
Here.
Councilmember Meineke,
Here.
Mayor Phillips.
I'm here, and so we do have quorum, and we'll move on. Item number 2 is Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, item 3 is approval of the agenda. Would anybody like to move any of the consent agenda items to the regular agenda? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Brown, seconded by Baker. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same. All right, motion carries. Item 4, welcome guests and public comment. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you being part of the meeting and participating. At this point in time, we'd open up the dais for any public comment to address council or myself or staff for non-agenda items. If we can't actually address anything tonight that's not on the agenda, that would be a violation of the open meetings law. Also, if you'd like to comment on any item in the consent agenda, now would be the time. So any takers? Seeing none, we will move on. Item 5 is consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
I got, wow, that's stereo. So I'm going to give the motion to Cool, second to Brown. Kaylin, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Meineke,
Yes. All right, that motion carries. Item 6 is old and new business for consideration, discussion, and possible action. Item A is a critical street corridors project. Wayne's here to go over some critical street projects that he sees needing to be considered for future projects, I believe. I think he'd like council input on how to prioritize these projects. So Wayne, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. Promise this will be short. Big surprise. I think Luke's pulling up a PowerPoint here, but real brief discussion tonight on projects. I'm gonna talk about a few of them. These are projects that I see on the 5-year radar that are capacity related projects. These are ones that are needed for expansion due to growth, higher traffic volumes. So not projects like maintenance, like Golden Valley reconstruction, projects like that are just reconstruction due to age. These are projects due to growth. I don't need any action from council. This is just FYI. So. Okay. You see an aerial view of the central part of Norwalk. North Avenue on the south side, Beardsley on the north. Black is obviously Highway 28. Highway 28 is the big workhorse, the backbone of Norwalk that gets the most traffic. It takes the bulk of the north and south traffic. We don't have any issues yet on Orilla, 50th, or East 27th. I think a lot of the traffic goes to the highway. The east-west routes are where we are starting to see some capacity issues. If you look at the southwest corner there, I call it North Avenue West. We have a lot of concerns with the intersection of Orchard Hills Drive. That intersection starting to have capacity issues. Eventually, Orchard Hills Drive will connect to High Road. You have developments to the west, traffic going to and from the school, and all the development or all the housing traffic trying to get to the highway. There's gonna be a need for improvements at the intersection of Orchard Hills Drive, but then we also gotta get that traffic down to the highway. So that's gonna be a corridor that is gonna need attention. Soon. That's one of my biggest concerns is that Orchard Hills Drive, and I know from what I understand, there was another accident there earlier this week. Beardsley Street West, similar situation with the school. We gotta get traffic to the school, and then to the west of Lakewood, west of Lake Colchester, that development out there is booming. We have some lot on 50th with Maple Heights, and then the Saddle Ridge, Signature Companies, Hackney Hills, all that development on the south side of Beardsley. Again, I think a lot of that traffic's trying to get to the highway. We improved both intersections of Highway 28 and Beardsley, Highway 28 North Avenue. They're ready to go. It's more just when we get away from the intersection where the issues are. Both those corridors west of the highway have a lot of intersections where there's just a lot of turning movements. Really, both of them are going to benefit from a three-lane section with a two-way left turn lane in the center. Right now, they're rural sections. Beardsley east of Highway 28 is probably the lower priority at this time. But that being said, there's high density proposed on the south side of Beardsley in one area there. And then if that stolen property were to develop or more of that property sells with the Eshelman, that's when I think that could change real quick as well. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So here's North Avenue East, and this is our target area right now with the east of the highway on North Avenue. It's these intersections at the high school. These intersections are problematic. I think right now, Hope did a study in 2023, the westbound leg of that intersection is already level of service D. So you talk about getting more traffic up there, it's just gonna completely fail. The study also recommended the same thing, a 3-lane section with the center 2-way left turn lane between the intersections. I didn't want to go into detail on all the legs. I just wanted to show a couple examples here with this North Avenue East. They did come up with the concept of roundabouts at these intersections. Roundabouts not appropriate everywhere. The study determines whether the volumes have to be a certain percentage from each direction to make them work. You see the roundabouts, you see the 3-lane pavement. Go ahead and go to the next one. This one also, their study did show a traffic signal would work at the Cherry Parkway intersection. That's something we don't know until we get in design. The traffic signal wasn't as efficient as the roundabout, but it did work. If we can get a roundabout to fit, you see the roundabout, so it takes up a lot of space. The roundabouts operate at level of service A, so it gets sold back up. And as you all know, traffic signals, if we can avoid signals, I'm all about it. Anybody that drives Highway 28, that's a new traffic signal system to optimize traffic flow, and it's still frustrating at times, when you drive through there. So roundabouts are good if they're appropriate.
Can you get a bus around there pretty easily, or?
Yeah, they've done the turning movements on all those, like fuel trucks, deliveries to the school. They always make the inside curb mountable, so and that's by design. Like trailer tires will track over the curb on the inside. That's by design. They know that'll happen.
Takes a lot of room though.
Yeah, so yeah, go back one slide, would you? You see here on the, like East 17th, that's a much larger roundabout. The one they had designed for Cherry was the smallest, the one they could fit and still have it be functional. So it barely fits.
How did that work with that? We had that problem with the house.
Yep, we acquired one house on the corner. I think this next one in, it's more of an issue with the driveway approach on that one. We could maybe have them come off Cherry Street to the south, maybe realign their drive there to accommodate that.
Yeah, but by
Go
the
ahead.
signal fits better there, given that
Yes.
area, size of the area.
Yep. So again, these are the 4 areas I talked about. You'll see here, like for North Avenue, East, I shortened that up. I'm not worried about traffic from the high school getting to the highway. A lot of that traffic goes north up Cherry Parkway, or they go north up Main Street. Not as much of it is heading down to the highway, but unlike the other ways, it is, they're all getting to the highway. The Beardsley Street West is one that could change quite a bit. Again, with that growth to the west, that yellow line could extend past Lake Colchester to be 3 lanes all the way out there. So that's all I have to go over for those projects. Go to the next slide. What I do need from council probably is to understand, I'm gonna bring these forward during the CIP process, and I'm bringing forward corridor improvements and not spot improvements. And the corridor improvements are long-term, but they're higher dollar signs. So it's just something to be aware of. We're likely, if you tell me to go on a project today, it's 1 to 3 years out before we can start construction. Design takes a while, survey, we have utility relocations. If we have to acquire property, all that takes a lot of time. We can't turn around very quickly on these, so I'm trying to think ahead because I'm worried we're gonna get to a point where 3 of these 4 will be needed right away. Well, I can't have North Avenue West and Beardsley West torn up at the same time, because if one's under construction, people are using the other one. So I'm trying to think ahead and get one of these started to be ahead of that. They're all on that big hairy projects list, which I kind of mentioned that. North Avenue East by the high school is one I'd like to start design right away too. I'm gonna recommend that. That's one we can apply for grants. With the higher traffic with the kids, I think we can get a safety grant. Talking to Luke, the grant awards are for money being available 4 years out. So we want to get a design and get concepts and get a design ready to go now to apply for those grants. If we don't get one, we can move ahead sooner, but if we do get a grant, then we're waiting for that. That's all I had. Appreciate your time. Happy to answer any quick questions.
Looks good.
When you try to sort through these and figure out what ones you need to do first, it's probably a combination of a lot of things, isn't it? Probably volume, maybe anticipated volume.
Yep, I'm trying to determine where the growth is gonna happen and then what the neighboring road uses are like the schools. Are a big one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. Item B is public hearing on a proposal to enter into a water revenue loan and disbursement agreement. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:12 PM. We need to talk about financing of our new water tower. Is that you?
I can handle it, or between Wayne and I, we can cover it because Gene's out.
Go for
this
it.
evening. Really, everything's contained there in the agenda statement, outlines the different funding sources. And these are all just part of the process that we have to go through for using SRF. So if there's any questions, we'll do our best to answer them. This is just Gene finding the best, most economical way for us to fund our water tower project.
Kaylin, have we received any oral or written comments on this?
No.
Okay, any public comment?
How long is it expected to take for the water tower?
For construction,
Yeah.
It's been awarded, that we're working on, so. The kind of unique projects, we don't design all of it, award these, so the contractor's designing it now, and they're working on final clearances. We're hoping construction beginning in the spring. If we're lucky, it'll be done next fall, but it's probably spring of 27.
Just curious.
All right. We'll go, hearing no more, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:13 PM. Item 7C is resolution taking additional action on a proposal to enter into a water revenue loan and disbursement agreement. So we just had a public hearing on this resolution. Wayne or Luke, what else you got?
I don't have anything else.
Nothing, sir.
All right. Discussion comments from council? Public comment? Option 1 is the recommendation within the agenda statement. Can I get a motion to approve the resolution with option 1 as presented?
Motion.
Okay, so I got a motion by Cool, seconded by Meineke. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Caitlin, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 7D is a public hearing regarding a zoning to change 84, 85, 45th Lane from AR Agricultural Reserve to RE1 Single Family Residential. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:14 PM. So council initiated a rezoning for this address. Our Planning and Zoning Commission has approved the rezoning. We're now having a public hearing on the zoning change. So Luke, I'll let you take it from here.
Yep. So this is relatively simple rezoning. There's a piece of land out on 45th Lane that resides behind an existing house. The property owner owns both pieces of it, and they would like to rezone that piece of land and then a portion of theirs right now to RE1 so that a house could be built on it via setbacks. The not something that would become before council, but something that we would do if this zoning would be approved would be a plat of survey to kind of split off that back piece that you see in the map that's above this one, Luke. You see there's a little piece there over the TH. That piece would get cut off and combined with that. Has to do with some drainage through the site and just siting things on there. Overall, not really a concern with that happening in this area. There's a lot of rural development out there already. It's kind of a piece of land that's existed back behind these folks' property since the late 2010s. So we're fine with it moving forward from a staff level.
Kaylin, have we received any oral or written comments on this item?
No.
All right, any public comment? Hearing none, we'll close public hearing at 6:16 PM. So item 7E is the first reading of an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Norwalk, Iowa. By rezoning 1.6 acres of 8481 45th Lane and 8485 45th Lane from AR Agricultural Reserve to RE1 Single Family Rural Estates. So we just had a public hearing on this zoning amendment. Luke, you got anything to add?
Nothing else.
All right, discussion or comments from council or any public comment? Can I get a motion to approve the first reading?
Second.
Motion by who?
Jordan.
Okay, Minneke, seconded by Baker. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Kaylin, would you call a roll?
Councilmember Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 7F is resolution initiating rezoning, referring the rezoning proposal to the Norwalk Planning and Zoning Commission and setting a public hearing regarding the proposed zoning amendment to areas of the Norwalk Knolls, David Gordon Heights, and Westwood Estate subdivisions from R160 Single Family Residential to RF Founders District Residential. So at our last meeting, we had a gentleman come up during public comment that had an issue with expanding his garage due to zoning. This is the first of two initiations that are needed to address that gentleman's garage issue. This resolution will send the request to planning and zoning to look into how to adjust a few older areas of the city to be zoned more like Founders District. Luke, what do you got?
Yep, that's the reason why we're considering the initiation. I did go through and try to look at surrounding properties and neighborhood on that kind of west side of town by the diagonal that seemed to have garages that were closer to the lot line and seemed to fit more with that Founders District zoning. And so that's the map on the screen that I've come up with is those sections of the subdivisions that you listed earlier, Mayor.
Discussion or comments from council?
Well, actually, more than the size, it was the fact that if we had a disaster go through there, they would not be allowed to build their garages back the way
Right.
they are currently.
Yes.
And so that's why we did this.
So what you're talking about is taking our zoning and applying it to reality. Basically, right?
Yeah, that's what this ends up doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these areas right up through here, then this is zone. This is where those buildings are that way.
Yep.
You get out to each side of the zone and they're back to our regular zoning
Yep.
requirement.
Yeah. And so that'll change setbacks. What it won't change is building code requirements. So the setbacks exist because they kind of conform with the building code, and 10 foot's the magic number for not having to do anything extra building wise as far as building separation. So there is a scenario where somebody rebuilds their garage and they want to do it at that 3 foot setback. They'll have to likely have a higher building standard for that kind of wall that's closest to that, just because of fire and building codes. So there'll still be other requirements to make sure things are safe. But yeah.
And these are kind of challenging lot layouts too, anyway.
Have any public comment?
I look at that, right? It's since that bluish line.
Yes.
Hearing no public comment, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Motion.
Wow, it happened again.
I'll
give
second.
this, I'll this one to Brown and
I'll second.
second to, Poole.
We'll give them a couple points.
Any further discussion?
Does this also extend into, does Lakewood also have those? Where you've got offset garages
That's good.
or not?
There probably is. I haven't done a look at that. I can certainly look at that and then bring that back to you and let you know
For
what
the
I find
second
out.
and third readings or what?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Ferret them out throughout the community.
Yes, exactly.
all right. Any other further discussion? Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Livingston,
Yes.
Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right, motion carries. Item 7G is resolution initiating rezoning, referring the rezoning proposal to the Norwalk Planning and Zoning Commission and setting a public hearing regarding the proposal to amend the zoning ordinance to allow for detached garages to exceed the square foot size of the home. So this is the second initiation that's needed to address the gentleman's issue with his garage. This resolution will send this request to planning and zoning to look into how to allow garages to exceed the square footage of the home. Luke, anything to add?
That one's just as you said.
All right, sounds good. Any discussion, questions from council? Or public comment? Hearing none.
Nothing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, motion by Baker, seconded by Minneke. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Caitlin, would you call roll?
Councilmember Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
yes,
Livingston,
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Item 7H is a resolution approving City State Bank, Norwalk Fieldhouse Courtyard Design Concept and Flag Locations. So Parks and Rec Department and the Parks and Rec Commission have been looking hard at some improvements at the City State Bank Fieldhouse. One improvement provides a better shaded courtyard. The other is to put flagpoles up. And that's an item that I asked for, thinking that I believe that all public buildings should have the flag flying at that building. Shanisa, what do you got? Anything?
Yeah, so for this one, the United States of America flag would be 25 foot tall. And then we would have the city of Norwalk flag as well as the state of Iowa flag on either side, and those would be 20-foot flags. We thought this location was good because it could be seen from from the Highway 28. And with the future planning of this park, we are wanting hopefully a pump track and an amphitheater. So we thought this would be a good location for those future events that we would have in that area.
Courtyard.
So the courtyard, the designer is working on making some changes to this design. We are wanting some of those lower flower beds to be raised, so that way we can avoid people walking through and trampling plants and then also raising it would give an opportunity for more seating in that area. This area is really sunny throughout the day, and we have a lot of people that come through that area on a regular basis for a majority of the year. And so being able to have shade and seating over there, I think is very important.
And there's actually buildings on each side of that, right?
Correct.
This is the one that's right in between.
Yes.
In between
It would
Mullins.
be,
Yes. And
And the building?
Yes.
Okay, that's.
Oh. And we're gonna put all those trees in the background too.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then on one of the pictures, there's a big screen. That's just to represent the Greg Young Auto Sports Campus
Okay.
sign.
Gotcha. Okay. Council, what questions, comments do you have? Any?
Looks pretty nice.
I agree. Any public comment? Can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Cool, seconded by Baker. Any further comments? Kayla, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Baker,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
yes,
Minneke,
Yes. All right, that motion carries. Item 7I is a final reading of an ordinance amending the Norwalk City Code to adopt a zoning amendment related to accessory dwelling units. Due to state legislation, we need to make change to our zoning ordinance. At our last meeting, we approved the second reading on this ordinance change. Luke, anything to add?
Nope.
Okay, any discussion, questions for council or any public comment? Making a motion to approve final reading? Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brown, seconded
I give it to Mikey.
by Minneke. Okay, Kayla, would you call roll?
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
yes,
Minneke,
Yes.
Baker.
No.
All right, that motion carries. Item 7J, the final reading of an ordinance amending chapter 53, open burning regulations within the city limits of the city of Norwalk by amending sections 53.022 and 53.033 of the Norwalk Municipal Code. This is a change to recreational fires within the city limits. New language requires the recreational fire to be at least 10 feet away from a structure, which allows for a good buffer to prevent a fire from spreading. And it restricts the use of building materials in recreational fires due to the potential release of toxic chemicals used in those building materials. At our last meeting, we approved the second reading of this ordinance change. Chief, anything to add?
nothing to add.
All right, any discussion, questions from council or any public comment? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the final reading?
Motion. Second.
Okay, motion by Minneke, seconded by Baker. Kayla, would you please call roll?
Councilmember Cool,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes,
Minneke,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. All right, motion carries. Item 7 is future agenda items. The purpose for this item is for council to give direction to staff by way of motion to have items placed on future agendas. It's not for the discussion of the merits of the subject matter. So any future agenda items tonight from anybody? Yeah.
I would like to take a look. Council to look at award system or
what?
representing the city, the council, like a section, the south section would be a ward, northwest, whatever, how
Oh.
it breaks out to, so it'd be a ward system of electing city council.
Hmm. Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Well, that's the motion.
Oh,
You second? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same. All right, that motion carries. Put that on at some point. Yep. Anything else? Hearing none, we'll go to item 8, council inquiries and staff updates. Like to remind everybody that this portion of the meeting is much less formal. You may hear some back and forth banter and general joking around. We believe this can build camaraderie and cohesiveness between staff and council. So Luke Nelson.
A couple of quick items. First, Central Iowa Waterworks, a group of the Metro managers got together with our director, Tammy Madsen, Central Iowa Waterworks. And the primary purpose was to do debriefing about the irrigation ban that took place this last summer. Great discussion. Overall, I think we all learned a lot going through this process. One of the most interesting items to come out of the discussion is how many other communities are starting to battle with some of the irrigation rates and how we can expect not only our biggest neighbor, Des Moines, to start to make some pretty significant changes, but it looks like some of the other suburbs are also looking to make changes in their irrigation rate structure. It just has to go along with the cost of water and some of the expansion plans. So good discussion. I've got to say kudos to Central Iowa Waterworks. They adapted pretty well through that process, and Norwalk, I would say, was well ahead of the game. We were one of the few communities that had our ordinances all current, updated, that allowed us to actually do some shutoffs for folks that weren't following those regulations. Some of the communities just weren't that far advanced. So I had some other communities saying, will you please share with us what you've adopted for your shortage plans? So anyway, good outcome, good discussion. Last thing I have, next Tuesday, we're going to be doing final interviews for 3 finalists for our new park and rec director. So we're looking forward to that. I think we've got 3 outstanding candidates. I think it's going to be pretty challenging, actually, with all 3 of them really being well qualified. Any of them would be good in that position. So we're looking forward to that.
Good problem to have.
Yes, great problem to have.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Thanks, Jackie.
I do not have anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
I don't have anything.
Kaylin? Janisa?
I just wanted to make you guys aware that as we go into the later fall season and winter, we are down to having no seasonal staff for our parks. So as you go around, you may see some weeds and not as much mowing going on. We have reallocated some of our field house staff to not work at the field house as much, but then go out to the parks and help clean the bathrooms and make sure that the parks are good for families that are still using those areas. But we're working hard. So we just ask that you guys show us some patience as we navigate through having less staff at the moment.
All right. Do you have a date when you close down the restrooms at some point in time, right?
Yeah, so our last rental is October 16th.
Okay.
So after that will be when they start closing down bathrooms.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jean Strabel.
I don't have anything tonight. Thank you.
Culver's is doing well under construction, and I just want to point out that we struggled for many years to get a Culver's here. We went through a couple of different franchisees, and we're super happy to see them finally coming to fruition there. The Greg Young commercial development is also moving along pretty quickly. You can see their site work and streets and things happening there, so that'll give us at least 4 more really good, valuable commercial lots and lots of prospects already. Hyper just opened, super popular, lined up all the time. Fairway Franks is doing really well so far, but if you haven't tried them, go there. Affinity Credit Union is site work's going well. Hilton True plans to open by December. A couple of our newest restaurants are already talking about expansions or second locations. And then we have 2 new eateries that are going into former restaurant spaces. So hopefully we can announce those soon. And then if you haven't tried NutraSmoothie Cafe and their supplement warehouse, you have to go there. It's really, really good. Even if you don't like health food or healthy food, it doesn't taste like that. It's pretty great. Plus their supplements are amazing. And then the recruitments that we're after right now, steakhouse, health food, grocery store, indoor activity-based businesses for all ages, and mid to large retail centers, Buc-ee's, of course. I don't know, Mayor, if you want to give the update on that, but we're close to about 3,600 signatures. But if you want to tell more about where we're at, that'd be great. And then our large tech project, Project West, still moving forward. I'm telling you what, this company is amazing to be working with. And if we can get this across the finish line, it's going to be the biggest, best thing that this city and the schools and the residents and the county has ever seen. So everybody keep their fingers crossed that we can get through annexation, and that will come to its conclusion.
All right. Thank you. Major.
Nothing.
Chief.
Next week is Fire Prevention Week. This year's theme is Charge into Fire Safety, Lithium-ion batteries in your home. We're kicking that off with the Fire Prevention Week community breakfast on Sunday, October 5th from 7:30 to 10. That is hosted by Michael Foods. It's a drive-through event, free will donation with all the money going to fire prevention and education here in Norwalk. We will be visiting the elementary schools and the daycares. And then we'll have a fire prevention open house on Thursday, October 9th from 5 to 7 at the fire station. They've got some pretty cool stuff coming this year. The helicopter's gonna come again. I think they've got some of their big equipment. I think Public Works is sending some trucks up, so we're kind of getting creative with our event this year. It should be a good one. Update on the Safe Haven baby box. It's been installed. Today, we finalized our testing. We did a couple weeks worth of testing that we had to do. It has been completed. There's a really specific protocol with Safe Haven baby box with putting that equipment into service. So we are kind of working through that checklist with them. But we hope to have the ribbon cutting here by the end of the month. So we're excited to kind of get that project completed and open. And I just returned from National Fire Academy for the first session of the Executive Fire Officer Program last week. I was there for 2 weeks and it was challenging, but it was extremely rewarding. So thank you for support and all of that. And I will be returning for the second session in March. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm a little confused on the breakfast.
Okay.
Because I thought for sure that the electronic sign said Saturday.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday?
I'll check the signage.
I saw it since Sunday.
It's always
Okay.
Sunday because it starts the week off, but I'll check on it. It's Sunday, October 5th.
Sunday, October 5th.
Yep.
Okay,
I'll have them check the sign.
all right, thank you.
And it is just drive-through. There's no sit-down option.
Gotcha.
With the baby box, we've gotten a lot of advertising with the other boxes going in that's
Yeah.
here at Milwaukee or the other cities and Norwalk.
Yeah, we've had a lot of media requests for it, and I keep telling them we will keep everybody posted. There will be a press release. We will have a ribbon cutting, so they're patiently waiting.
Good.
All right. Great, thank you. Wayne?
Our 50th Avenue pavement rehab project starts Monday. The contractor has message boards out there already, giving advance warning. If you're driving through there, depending on the phase of the traffic and your direction of travel, you may have a detour route. You might have temporary traffic signals. You might have a pilot car. It's going to be changing as work progresses. It's about 6 weeks of work. So be patient and careful navigating out there. The next council agenda, city engineer and I are hoping to have our street standards update for subdivisions on that agenda. We're real close to having that done. City attorney needs to finalize the ordinance change. So be prepared for that. And then I forgot to mention earlier, I was in a meeting with the retired city engineer for West Des Moines this week. I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about, but he mentioned in his opinion, he thought West Des Moines was so successful at growth was due to their planning and investment in traffic infrastructure. And that led us down the conversation about the Southwest Corridor and arterials. And it was neat to see and hear how we're doing those same processes they went through years ago. So kudos to elected officials for that. That's it.
Thank you. Eric?
Nothing tonight.
Luke?
In addition to all the commercial stuff that Holly mentioned, we've got lots of residential things going on. Primary one is the Callaway Hubble project, really getting underway. They're doing a lot of stuff at once, so it's a lot of stuff going on back up in there. That's the townhomes and apartments that you all approved earlier. So we're busy with that. We did send out some information about signage in right-of-ways. So if anybody's setting out signs or anything, just know that, you know, it's going to be on your property, not between the curb and the sidewalk. So anybody online listening or any of that stuff, please communicate that or do so if you're putting out signs. The rezoning that you all kind of initiated, the change to RF, the Founders District, that's going to be a lot of people that we have to notify, a lot of communication that we have to do. So normally you see us initiate a zoning and then pretty quickly, a meeting or two after, you'll see it back before you. I'm going to talk with our staff and probably try and do some just informational meetings to get people to come out so we can explain it to them before we just drop rezoning letters in their lap saying we're changing your property, because that causes a lot of angst. We did that when we did the initial Founders District, had a couple community meetings about it. It worked pretty well. So we'll do that. So if you don't see it come up right away, we're working in the background on it. And then lastly, I'm going to represent Norwalk on an MPO committee to talk about funding and how we allocate funding to cities and projects and everything. So that'll be a good discussion.
Good. All right. Thank you. Ed?
Like that wall.
You like the wall?
That's looking good.
Right.
started down the west side now. So, a lot of good compliments on it. That's all I got, Mayor.
Okay, thanks, George.
Nothing.
Brian?
Nothing.
Okay, I've got a couple things. In August, we went over the big hairy project list. And I got prioritization from George. If you haven't prioritized, I'm guilty as well, but I haven't yet. Go ahead and prioritize that list and get it to Luke. And then Bucky's, okay, go ahead.
Just a second on that. What's that?
Where is the?
I'll send it back out.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Note. I just want to make sure folks understand that this isn't like a voting action, because if the public can't see what you're voting on, that's private voting, we can't do that. So I just want you to understand, this is an exercise for discussion to come back to show kind of the differences where people are at. And likely, if we assemble it all together, we're gonna put, hey, George, he said these were his priority. Brian, here's where they're at. So all that would be made open to anybody that wants to know what that information is.
Yeah,
Just FYI.
thank you for that transparency.
When you just give his talk.
All right. The other one would be Bucky's. We are getting ready to send a packet to Bucky's. I've sent a message to Governor Reynolds and Debbie Durham at the IEDA to ask for letters of support. I think I'm going to have Holly, she's just finding out about this now. We're gonna have Holly draft a short letter and send it to you guys, council, so that we have letters of support from council as well. I think Bucky's would appreciate seeing that there is community support and leader support for this effort. And then once we get all those put together, we're gonna send it to Bucky's and hopefully have a meeting, have a Zoom meeting with them, show them the site and all that.
Sound pretty good on the radio too.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, listen to.
All right. What did I miss?
What? I'm sorry.
What did I miss?
Nothing. Did you have something about Bucky's, Kurt? No, I think we're good.
Physically sign them and send them back, or what do we do?
You could just, do you have a digital signature? It's good enough.
Oh, yeah.
Not,
I have
okay.
one all the time.
I'll get it to you.
Did I miss anything? Okay.
I use an auto pen myself.
Permit sign says Sunday.
It does?
But it doesn't have a date.
Okay.
So
All
it
right.
just says Sunday.
Where is it? Saturday.
You want the date?
I'm seeing
Put it
stuff.
on there.
I'm seeing weird.
Jerry,
No.
do it tonight.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I had. Item 9 is a closed session pursuant to section 21.5J to discuss the purchase or sale of particular real estate only where premature disclosure could be reasonably expected to increase the price the governmental body would have to pay for that property or reduce the price the governmental body would receive for that property. So I'm going to ask you, Luke Nelson, is that a valid reason to go into closed session?
Yes, it is.
All right, so can I get a motion to go into closed session?
Motion.
Okay, motion by Brown, seconded by Baker. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same. All right, we are going to go into closed session. We'll go for a few minute break.